we're finding out that apparently everybody's running.
I know. Well, everybody's getting more active, which is really, really good. And the number of people who tried running and really enjoyed it during lockdown and then have carried on since has been really inspiring.
Keep on running.
And why do we think that is then? Is it simply because it is a simple activity, do we think? Because you can literally sort of just step outside your door and go?
I think there's probably a lot of reasons. I mean, I think for some people, the reason might have been that they were allowed out to do exercise and they seized the opportunity to get out and then found that they enjoyed it. Other people have reaped the mental as well as the physical health benefits of just being able to get out and run. And that's why I'm really excited to partner with Flora on this Get Towns Active campaign, and just to say a big congratulations to all of those people. I mean, 40% of people went on their first run during lockdown, and of those, 67% have kept it up post. So what that says, whatever your reasons for getting out during lockdown, you've enjoyed it and you found that it really helps you to feel better. So people are now taking that time and making that effort to incorporate it into their daily routines when those daily routines return to normal and a little bit more jam-packed and it's harder to fit things in.
And you must be so pleased about this, because I'm sure you've probably for years have been saying to everyone, but running's brilliant, honestly, you need to try it.
Well, I know certainly for me, I mean, I love running. It's the activity that I love the most and that I want to be able to keep doing as much as possible. But it is also my me time, my feel better. It's what I turn to as a coping strategy whenever I'm going through tough times, or to celebrate when I'm going through great times as well. And so I think a lot of other people have kind of discovered that, and it's great to be able to share that to them. And it's really heartening to see those stats coming in, that people taking their first run, the amount of 18 to 25 year olds as well who have taken that step during lockdown and maintained it since. So 1 in 10 went out for a run during lockdown and have kept going, and that's really, really good. 58% of those who started running have signed up for some kind of event moving forward, be it a virtual event or an actual event. And that's important too, because it gives everyone a goal to work towards.
What would you say is a good amount of time to be running then? What's actually going to help you health benefit wise?
Well, I mean, even 5 minutes is helping you health benefits wise. And obviously, if you can get out for a bit more than that, then that's helping you a little bit more within reason. If you start going crazy, then it starts going the other way. But certainly up to an hour, a couple of hours, even 3 hours of exercise a day, all of that is going to be positive health benefits, particularly if you're backing it up by eating healthily to support that, making sure that you're staying hydrated, getting enough sleep, and that you're eating, yes, more carbohydrates and more proteins, but also the essential fats. Omega-3 and 6 are really, really good for supporting your body, supporting your immune system.
So that's the thing, obviously, I suppose if you are taking up a new activity, whatever it is, you do need to be very aware of what you're putting in your body as well, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. And I think you kind of naturally do that. You will come back from your run feeling better, but also feeling hungry and feeling thirsty. So you will take those steps to hydrate. And the quicker you can do that, I guess that's one of my big tips, is to try and get some kind of recovery food into you within 20 minutes of finishing your exercise. Things like a banana work well. I used to make healthy flapjacks with oats, lots of fruit thrown in, and healthy fats, plant-based fats in there as well. And that's a great thing to just grab when you come in the door. Nuts as well. Salted nuts can work really well.
And I guess as well, another thing, you know, we're talking about getting out, aren't we? So I'm assuming one of the other really good benefits of running is outdoors, whether you are running around the city or whether you're out in nature. Being outside has got to be a really good thing for us as well.
Yes, absolutely. And that was, again, backed up by the stats. A lot of people have chosen not to go back into gyms if they were in gyms before, just because they've really savoured those benefits of being able to run outside. So I think 43% just said that they wanted to stay because they enjoyed running outside. People running to save the environment or to appreciate the environment, so eco-friendly way, 34%. And yeah, 40% was also to save on those gym fees as well. But the main thing is that people have been able to enjoy being outside, to appreciate that time that we were allowed outside, and also to appreciate where we live and the beautiful countryside that there is to be able to get out and run through, and as a way to get to places as well, which helps to maintain it when we all go back to everyday life.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, it is a form of transport at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, and a very eco-friendly form.
Yeah, and I guess as well, it's one of those things that you can take either approach, can't you? You can either take it as a kind of way of getting away from everything and go out for a solitary run, or you can use a group activity, can't you? You can sort of get involved with other people, and some people find more benefit on that, but you can choose either, can't you?
Yes, and I think that's the beautiful thing about running, is that you tailor it to what works for you. So if you like running on your own and you want to just kind of disappear off into your own world, not talk, not really think much, just let your own thoughts drift, you can do that. If you want to listen to music, you can do that. If you enjoy running with other people or listening to podcasts, you can also do that. So it's very flexible. And I think the good thing to do is experiment and find the way that works for you, and the way that suits you and that you get the most back from.
And you mentioned that, you know, people are now taking this to the next step, pardon the pun, and they're looking at maybe getting involved in activities such as, you know, sort of marathons or more sort of formal runs. And obviously, London Marathon, it is happening, but in a very different way. And so there are some people who are still able to take part in it. What sort of advice would you have for them? I mean, how do you actually prepare for a marathon?
Well, I mean, I think it's how you prepare for a marathon, and we've put a lot of tips up on the Flora website as part of the Get Towns Active and Just Get People Active campaign, just to help people to prepare for that event in that way. But preparing for a virtual event is also a little bit more difficult. I mean, you're not going to have the buzz of the crowd to get you through it. So working out what helps you do that, be it keeping in touch with other runners through running with headphones, through getting your family out there at different points, maybe to join in with you for short periods, certainly to pass you drinks and to pass you fuel, and just to really focus on those techniques, which you need to have in place anyway to run in the marathon, but just to help you get through those rough spots. So I think my biggest advice is that in any marathon, there are always at least one, and usually 2 or 3, 4 rough spots, and focus on those by focusing on the fact that you got through it in the training, and it's much more difficult in the training than in the actual event. And find those techniques, whether it's singing to yourself, whether it's repeating a mantra, whether it's listening to music, or I just used to count in my head. I used to count up to 100, and that used to help me stay in the moment, just think about which number comes next, one foot after the other. I'm not thinking about what hurts or how far I've got to go.
That's incredibly meditative, isn't it, actually?
Yeah, it's just different techniques that I guess I developed through training, and you find those in training, because it's often tougher to stay focused and to keep pushing yourself in training than it is in the actual race. But you certainly draw on those in the race, and normally you will also draw on the support of the crowd and the support of the other people around you. But I think in this case, people need to draw on the support of other people that they've helped and supported through training and are also taking part in the event. Think of all those other people and think of the causes too. So many people are running and raising huge amounts of money for charity and really making a difference to other people. So keep those people in your mind when you're going through those rough spots.
That is a great bit of advice there. And I have to say, I love the idea of you singing to yourself as you're running along. I think that's
I don't
brilliant.
think I'm a terrible singer.
What would be your chosen music then on your iPod, or iPhones or whatever, you listen to? What would be your chosen thing to motivate you to listen to?
I think anything that is upbeat and has a good beat. Sometimes things just used to resonate with me. If I think back to my first marathon in 2002, then it was Daniel Bedingfield, Got to Get Through This.
Oh, that's a good one. Well, listen, this is all super helpful, Paula, but for just one last bit of advice for anyone who's not yet taken the plunge and hasn't yet taken that step outside and started running, what would be your sort of real motivation to get them going? What do you think? What are some of those best things about running that might make someone think, OK, I'm going to give it a go?
I think number one, just get out and try it. So make sure that you've got the right pair of shoes to suit your style of running. And that's essentially all you need. Then just get out there. I would say if you're a social runner, and most people, it helps to have at least 1 or 2 friends that they meet up with on a regular basis to keep that motivation to get you out of the door. Because the biggest thing I can say is once you get out the door, it might be difficult to take that first step, even the first 5-10 minutes. The first week might be hard, but you never come back from a run feeling worse than when you set out. So I think that would be one thing that I would just reiterate.
That is brilliant. And there's so much research has been done recently into the mental health benefits of running as well. And there's so many groups like that are worth checking out too. So where do we go for more information about all of this?
You can follow Flora on social media or go to the website and just really get behind this Get Towns Active campaign. So it's flora.com/keep running.
Keep running with Radcliffe, although it might be a bit tricky to keep up with you, to be fair.
Keep on